All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are cracking the code on what might be the single toughest skill for any language learner, listening. We're going to completely flip how you think about it and give you the real deal tools to finally break through that barrier.
You know that feeling, right? Someone starts talking, and it's just a wall of sound. It feels impenetrable. You're desperately trying to grab onto a word, any word, but the whole thing just washes over you. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. That's a totally normal, universal part of this journey.
But here's the big secret, the thing I really want you to get today. That wall you keep hitting, it has absolutely nothing to do with you not having the right ear for languages. The problem is that we've all been taught to think about listening in the wrong way. We've been approaching it backwards. But that's okay, because today we're going to fix it.
So, first things first. Why does listening feel so much harder than, say, reading? Well, understanding the nature of the beast is always the first step to taming.
This right here lays it all out perfectly. Think about it. When you read, you're in the driver's seat. You control the speed. You can slow down. You can reread a sentence 10 times if you need to. But with listening, you're a passenger on a high-speed train. The speaker is in control, the words are flying at you in real time, and once a word is gone, poof, it's gone forever. It's a completely different ballgame.
Okay, so to deal with this crazy real-time challenge, our brains have this really clever trick up their sleeve. See, listening isn't just one thing. It's actually a dance between two totally different ways of thinking. And once you understand these two modes, everything starts to click.
These are the two engines that power your comprehension. On one side, you've got your decoder mode. That's bottom-up processing. You're focusing on the tiny pieces, individual sounds, words, grammar, and trying to build meaning from the ground up. On the other side, you've got your detective mode. That's top-down. Here, you're using the bigger picture, the context, what you already know about the topic, to guess, predict, and infer what's being said. Now, a skilled listener doesn't just use one. They're constantly, masterfully switching between both.
And it's not just how you listen, but why. Intensive listening is you as the analyst. You're putting the language under a microscope, listening for specific details like grammar or certain vocabulary words. It's a great workout for accuracy. But then there's extensive listening, where you're the explorer. You're just trying to get the main idea, the gist of it. It's like listening for fun. This is what builds your fluency, and this is so important, your confidence. You absolutely need both. So, if listening practice is a workout for your brain, then the material you choose, that's your gym equipment. And choosing the right equipment can be the difference between making amazing progress and just burning out.
Let's stick with this metaphor. Graded materials, stuff made for language learners. That's your training gym. It's a controlled environment. The speech is clear, the vocabulary is manageable. It's the perfect place to build your strength and confidence without getting overwhelmed. But authentic materials, movies, podcasts, news meant for native speakers, that's the wilderness. It's messy, it's fast, it's full of slang, it's unpredictable, and it's where you really test your skills. The big takeaway here is so simple but so crucial. You wouldn't start a fitness journey by trying to climb Mount Everest, right? No, you start in the gym. So build your core listening skills with graded materials first. Get your confidence up, and then start taking little trips into the wilderness of authentic content. That balance is everything. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road. We've talked about the what and the why, but now let's get into the how. This is a concrete, strategic game plan that you can use for any piece of audio you listen to starting today. I want you to start thinking of every listening session like a three-part workout. First, there's pre-listening. Before you even hit play, look at the title. What's the topic? What words do you expect to hear? Get your brain warmed up. Then, during listening, don't just sit there passively. Give yourself a mission. Maybe you're just listening for the answer to one specific question. And finally, post-listening. What did you get? Can you summarize the main idea in one sentence? This simple structure transforms listening from a passive activity into an active, strategic one. And to help you out during that workout, here's your toolkit. These are the mental tricks that great listeners use all the time, often without even thinking about it. You can start practicing them on purpose. Try to guess what's coming next based on what you've heard. Pay attention to the speaker's tone of voice. Are they happy? Sarcastic? Learn to pick out those little signpost words, like however or so, that tell you the conversation is about to change direction. These aren't magic, they are totally learnable skills. This chart basically shows the entire journey in a nutshell. Look at the novice listener. They're spending almost all of their energy, 90%, on bottom-up decoding, trying to catch every single sound, every single word. It's exhausting. But look at the expert. They've found a balance. It's about 50-50. They're still decoding, of course, but they're also leaning heavily on their detective skills, using context and prediction to do a lot of the heavy lifting. That's the goal. That's where you're headed.
Okay, let's bring it all home. Because when you strip everything else away, the most important thing you can do is change your fundamental mindset about what it even means to be a good listener.
Seriously, if you only take one single thing away today, please let it be this. Stop telling yourself that you're bad at listening. It's not true. You're not bad at it, you're just untrained. Listening well is not some magical talent you're born with. It is a skill. And like any skill, it's built one rep at a time through the kind of smart, strategic practice we've just talked about. You are 100% in control here. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote says it all. When your practice has a purpose, you don't just get better at understanding. The real prize, the thing that changes everything, is the confidence you gain. The confidence to actually go out there and engage with people in the real world.
So, I'll leave you with this question. As you finish up here, think about the very next time you listen to something in your target language. What's one thing you're going to try? Will you do a pre-listening warm-up? Will you focus on being a detective for a change? Just pick one, make a choice, and start building that skill. Your future fluent self is going to thank you for it.